Hello, my name's Austin. I am going to be reviewing a game called Yigo here. I like to review with Trey two-player games. Possibly, if it's one player, we try to turn it into two players as much as we can. This game is a word-playing game, very similar to Scrabble. You take this deck, shuffle it all together. It has really sticky cards, sticky as in they don't slide well, and the tops of the cards get really worked over. Put this pile in the center of the table, give each player 7 cards, and then you're going to flip one card over in the center of the table. With 2 players, you play off of that card, and certain cards, if they're the first card played, you just get rid of them and get another card to put out in the center. If you can't, so the first player pulls that card to start the word from the deck. Then you have to play from your hand as many cards as you can to start a word in the pile, in that row. The second player to go for a 2-player game then grabs another card to start a second word. If it's a card that you can't pull up, then you just put it aside. Some cards you can pull up as long as you can replace them with a letter that would start a word, such as the question mark is the only one. And if you're starting a word and the other player doesn't really understand that word, they can try to create a word off of it, but if they think that you're not doing a proper word, a word that's real, then after their turn, during your turn again, when it comes back to you, then they can ask you what word you're trying to spell, and you would have to tell them. And if it's not a real word, then you would get 50 points, as well as count up all the points of everyone's cards. It's a lot of making house rules in this game, so like you can limit the time of your opponent, and then you flip this. Obviously, you wouldn't want to be jerks or anything. The game also says count up points, whatever way you like. You can either basically you do 3 rounds. It says when someone says I want to stop playing, then you do 2 more rounds. But I don't know, that doesn't make sense to me. So you go until the cards are empty from your hand or the other person's hand. Whoever empties first wins. You count up the rest of the cards, and those are your points. I like the game. I give it a 3 or 4. Trey doesn't really like the aspect that you can empty your hand on starting a word but not finishing the word. I think you would still have to have some intelligence to use up letters in your hand that aren't necessarily completing a whole word.